toy collectors, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today we're continuing our look at the Silverhawks toys, and today we're going to take a look at Mumbo Jumbo. Here we've got Mumbo Jumbo, the muscle for Monstar's mob. This bruiser Space Minitour is a pretty amazing looking action figure. He was probably pretty popular in the line because I see them quite frequently at the flea market, but almost always with the horns broken off. Silverhawks were made by Kenner Toys, but this one looks the most like an LJN Thundercat to me. He's got the really big torso, he's got sort of a funny hunkered down pose that makes me think of Panthro and Monkey from that line. Mumbo Jumbo in the show could grow bigger, he could bulk up in a way, and to kind of show that off and to make him rear his ugly head a little bit, if you squeeze his legs, he attacks. So he does grow in height, but he can still ram his head even once he's extended. I think it's a pretty decent representation for the fact that he can grow in the show, and the headbutt is pretty fun. In the show, he even breathed fire, which was cool. Now, I do see these horns broken off a lot, and I don't know if that's because kids were rough on them when they would twist them around. I'm not really sure. I try not to move mine very much. He seems like he should be able to get in a bull pose, which Mumbo Jumbo did frequently in the show, but he doesn't quite get there. He can crawl like a baby. As far as articulation goes, he has the horns that can spin around. His head is articulated, but it's not really a posable articulation point. It's just controlled in his action feature. His neck can move up and down, again, part of the action feature, and locks in place. His arms spin around at the shoulders. No articulation in the elbow. He has no articulation in the chest or the waist there. He has hinges at the legs, kind of like a Kenner Star Wars figure. And then he has knee joints, but the knees never really straighten up. Right? He can bend them to be very squat, but they're always sort of bent, even in their straightest position. So he's a pretty big figure, but doesn't stand all that tall. I'm not sure if this design was chosen because they wanted him to be a big figure, but they didn't want him to rival Monstar as the clear biggest bad guy. The writers on the cartoon often pitted Mumbo Jumbo against Steelheart, the strongest members of both teams. Airshock can clip on to Mumbo Jumbo's hand. The character is big enough that the bird doesn't set him off balance too much, but it does throw his weight off a little bit. These mallets are pretty heavy. While Monstar traveled around on Skyrunner, the rest of the mob was transported in Sky Limousines. None of those vehicles were ever produced. I always kind of thought the Foot Cruiser from Ninja Turtles kind of looked like one of those, or like the Neutrino cars in Ninja Turtles. I would love to see somebody do a custom of them. I always thought Mumbo Jumbo was pretty cool in the cartoon show, but his toy was not that exciting. It doesn't pop like a lot of the other characters. He's just kind of hot dog colors. He's got the bun for a chest, and hot dogs for arms and legs, and a little ketchup on his hands and his shoulders. Not nearly as killer a combination as Buzzsaw or some of the heroes. In the comments down below, let me know what you thought of today's figure. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe.